It's 12:30 in the afternoon and I'm Liz Jones, Managing Director at 𝗵𝗿𝗄𝗄 UK and your host of 𝗵𝗿𝗄𝗄 UK Live. What's the number one mistake leaders make when forecasting a new year? This week we're joined by Maddie Lang from 𝗵𝗿𝗄𝗄 UK to break down the importance of effective strategic planning and forecasting for the year ahead. Also on today's show, we'll take a look at the stat of the week. We'll explore our latest top jobs in the UK, New Zealand and Australia. And lastly, we'll take a look at our social media poll results. Hi everyone and welcome back, Maddie. Now today we're continuing on from your discussions this month around hiring and how the financial year can affect it and your teams.
Yeah, thank you for having me again, Liz. It's been great to join you for the last couple of lives.
Absolutely. So the big question, is your business actually ready for the new financial year? And more specifically, how are you tackling strategic planning and workforce forecasting for the months ahead?
Yeah, and I think it's something that a lot of businesses do need to be prepared for and think that they should be prepared for. But once I guess you dig into the details, especially around recruitment, there's usually some gaps that do need attention within this area.
Yeah, definitely. And we've had loads of conversations lately with clients around who are still unsure about headcount, budgets, or even what roles they'll need in the next quarter. It's so important, I guess, to get that clarity early.
Yeah, exactly. Strategic planning isn't just, a financial thing, which I think some people think of. It really ties directly into hiring as well. And if you don't know where your business is heading, it's really hard to make the right recruitment decisions moving forward as well.
Absolutely. And from a recruitment agency perspective, we're seeing a real shift. Businesses aren't just coming to us with job specs. They're asking for market insights, salary trends, even advice on team structure. That early planning really makes such a difference.
Yeah, it's all about, I guess, being proactive and not just kind of waiting, I guess, till Q2, what do we think we need? Or we need to hire someone in operations, or we need to bring someone in sales, and always being, I guess, one step behind. And when you do recruit within, I guess, more of that reactive process, chances are that the top candidates are already gone because businesses have planned ahead and are, looking longer term. So yeah, it's always important to make sure you're super prepared and not, recruiting within a reactive space.
Yeah, so true. So what would you say are a couple of key steps businesses should be taking right now?
So I think first, review last year's hiring patterns. So what you did last year in terms of recruitment and bringing new staff on. So look at where did you grow, where were there gaps, and maybe where roles were harder to fill or positions that were easier to fill as well. And that's going to give you really solid data to base your plan on for this year and give you a really good understanding about areas that you need to focus in. And second, I think it's really important to align your hiring goals with your business goals as well. So make sure that they are, matching and in alignment. And if you're aiming to expand maybe like a new region or launch a new product, or think about, what kind of team will you need to support this and how is that going to be different to what you may have hired last year and who you hired.
Yeah, I love that. And I'd add, don't forget about retention. Planning isn't just about bringing people in, it's about keeping people in the right roles too. So maybe you don't need to hire as many if you're investing in developing your current team.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's all about, part of workforce forecasting is thinking holistically. So about the people, not just job titles, and focusing on retention. That's such a big thing. And if you are looking to then bring new talent in, having a great retention is something
And last question. So what's one piece of advice you'd give to any business looking to get ahead this financial year?
I think, it's important to, not plan in isolation, I guess. So talk to your internal recruitment team, talk to hiring managers within your network or within the industry, and talk to recruiters as well. And even some of your current employees you may have to get advice. I think the more perspective you have, the stronger your hiring strategy is going to be, for your long term.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And of course, if you need a hand, we're always here to support with data, advice, or even just a fresh perspective on things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Thanks for joining, Maddie.
Awesome. Thanks, Liz.
It's time to take a look at some hot jobs in the UK, and we're looking for an architectural assistant, part 2. This is based in London, southeast London, paying £32,000 to £42,000. A multi-product buyer paying £40,000 to £45,000, also in southeast London. And don't forget to register with us for temporary opportunities. We're looking for various temp roles, anything from 1 day all the way up to 12 months. It is time for the stat of the week, and this week we're taking a look back at an article from HR News which discusses that over 80% of HR professionals are struggling with rising costs and workforce planning challenges. So new research from Element Suite and HR Ninjas reveals that over 80% of UK HR professionals are feeling the strain of rising costs and workforce planning challenges, with the national insurance changes and economic pressures reshaping hiring strategies across the board. So despite the tough climate, HR teams are stepping up. 74.5% feel ready to tackle what's ahead in 2025, and many are taking on more strategic roles, investing in well-being, AI tools, and workforce planning. So while redundancies are expected in some sectors, there's also a clear focus on resilience, adaptability, and supporting people-first priorities like ED&I and employee well-being. So HR might be under pressure, but it's definitely not backing down. And that is it for the stat of the week. It's time to take a look at the social media poll results. And last week we had, have you ever experienced an employer intentionally withholding your wages? 32% of you said yes, you have, and 68% said no. I'm surprised at the 32% actually. If you want to get involved in this week's poll, is your business prioritising hiring or AI investment in 2025? I look forward to seeing those results. That's it for P2P Live this week. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you all next week, Friday at 12:30.